would like to start regarding CAT with my inspiration behind CAT. So the need to do an MBA was always there with my dad pushing me for doing an MBA after engineering. But the real inspiration came when I started working. I have been working for an analytics company from the past 2 years, and I saw the view that my managers had, the business aspect in every solution that we provided to a client made me realize that there is much more I need to learn. So I started taking courses on statistics and economics and Coursera. Still, I understood that there's much more to learn, and I thought, why not to learn it from the best faculties in India? So I started my preparation with CAT. In CAT, like I was preparing while working, so it was very difficult to manage both. But I had always knew where my weakness lied. It was in English. So before even attempting AIMCAS, I started reading articles on Guardians and novels. Dan Brown was I had actually read a lot of books on Dan Brown at that time. And then when I actually gave my first AIMCAT 1 month, 1.5 months before exam, I scored a nearly equal percentile in English and Quant. Then I realized, okay, I have to start preparing for Quant. And actually, as I mentioned, AIMCATs are one of the best test series. Not that I've given others, but yeah, I actually found them very useful. They are one level above the normal CAT paper. So on the day of the CAT, when I actually gave the CAT paper, I found the situation much more relaxing because the paper was quite easier compared to AIMCATs. And okay, yeah, so that was the AIMCATs, and the number of AIMCATs and the number of total mock CATs are really sufficient to give you a lot of preparation. So yes, going back to the preparation part, so I started preparing for Quant, and we have two really helpful booklets on Quant, Quantitative Ability 1 and 2. And the best part about them is that they cover all the topics in the most appropriate manner. They have around 40 to 60 questions on on every topic, and that is more than sufficient to revise you, to make you go through the topic, and all the questions, easy to hard, are covered in that. So that booklets were my go-to booklets for maths, because I was good at it, so I had only spent time on those booklets. I would rather spend my time more on English rather than spending on Quant and Ella. So that was it. Luckily, 29th was a lucky day for me, and I scored 99.49 percentile. And then a relaxing December till the results were out. I completely relaxed that month, because it was really important, because you cannot completely keep on fighting. So till November you fight, then you relax for 1 month, and then you again fight for the interviews, which is really, really important. Once you get a good score, make sure that you don't ruin it by not preparing for interviews. It's really important to prepare for interviews. So with the preparation, so the first thing which you have to remember is reading newspapers. Take a newspaper, and please don't take Times of India or some newspaper which gives bullshit news. Take a really nice newspaper, Economic Times or Mint, and read every day. Even though if you don't have time, if you are working still, try to read for at least 1 hour. So my schedule was, normally I used to go to office at 9 and come back at 9, and even after that 2 hours of newspaper session was really important for me. So now after the CAT examination, so after CAT you have nearly 1 month which is free, and then you have your results on 7th of Jan 2016. So please relax in that month. It is really important that you relax for 1 month, and after that you'll have to actually prepare a lot for the interviews for the next 3 months. So start reading newspapers. Read a good newspaper, as in Mint. You can read Mint, it is really nice, or Economic Times. And keep this habit of reading newspapers for at least 1 hour or 2 hours in a day, and that is what is going to make you upfront in the interviews, because while making every sentence, try telling them that you have the knowledge of what is going around you in the world, what is going around in the world. So that was the first important part. The second part was general awareness sessions by Nayapati Gautam and Ganesh sir. They were very important, because we on weekends we used to have 3-4 hours session on the current affairs on that topics, and that gave us an in-depth knowledge. And in my interview, there was a question on Pathankot attack, and we actually had a really nice conversation on that, because I had much more knowledge compared to other people who didn't attend that session. My first interview was my I Am Lucknow interview, and I Am Lucknow interview are very famous for being stressed interviews. So the interviewer opened a folder, opened the 8th mark sheet, and randomly asked me to select one subject which they wanted to question me about. And I did my graduation in electronics and communication, and I just did that without actually without having much interest in it. So I said, sorry, so I don't remember much of the stuff. I had done it 2 years back. So that was my first mistake. I had to be prepared with my undergraduation subjects. So I had to be prepared with at least 2 subjects and read most of the topics which are frequently asked in interviews. So the first interview also taught me that I have to be very relaxed in my interviews. Being stressful in your interviews works completely against you. So in the Calcutta interview which I had, it was a completely normal conversation which I had with my interviewers. They were asking me questions on general knowledge, on mathematical questions, and some questions which were just testing my logical reasoning. As in, the one question which they asked were, why do animals don't need to learn how to swim and only humans need to learn how to swim? So they were just saying what my attitude is. So that's about it. Be really relaxed in your interviews, have a normal conversation, and enjoy the interview. So that's it. All the best.